Good morning, students. Next topic in the steam boiler we are considering as a high pressure boilers. So are high pressure boilers used for high pressure boilers. Here we can see used for the power generations requiring steam capacity normally greater than 30 tons to 650 tons per hour. So large steam capacities are required in that case, and for high power generation, high steam flow rates are required. So in that case we can use the high pressure boilers. So high pressure boiler means greater than 80 bar. So up to 160 bar, or in some cases up to 200 bars steam pressure can be used, and temperature more than 540 degrees centigrade can be used. So high pressure boilers are normally employed in power generations. So there are certain features of high pressure boilers as compared to the low pressure boilers. So first feature of the high pressure boiler is forced circulation of the water. So in last class we have considered forced circulation means we are using a pump to force the water through the boiler's tubes. So forced circulation means we are using the water pump to circulate the water through the boilers at a higher pressures. So high pressure water is supplied to the boiler by the pump. So there is always positive circulation of the water. Second, water tubes are used. So in high pressure boiler, fire tubes are not used. Water tube means water inside of the tubes and hot gases surrounding the tubes are used. So instead of single tube, large number of parallel tubes we have considered. So as like large number of parallel tubes are used. So water is passing through this water flow is divided into these tubes. So because if you use a single tube, there is a higher pressure drop. That means pump power required will be more. Third case feature of this high pressure boiler is velocities of the water are higher, and gas velocity, that is hot gases in the furnaces, are at a higher velocities, that is greater than sonic speed means greater than the speed of the sound. So to give the higher heat transfer rate, we know as a heat transfer rate is more when we are using the higher flow rates. So high water velocity and high gas velocity are used. So we are using fan. Suppose fan is used to increase the flow rate of the air. So as the air passes over our body, we are getting more cooling effect. So means higher heat transfer from the body. So by using the higher velocities, we can ensure the high heat transfer rate. So these are the three features. First one is the forced circulation is used, natural circulation is not used. Water tube arrangement is used. Third one, high water velocities by the pump and gas velocities are used. If you consider advantages, the first advantage is the here water tube arrangement is used. So more water is come in contact with the hot gases. So heat of combustion is effectively used. Second one, efficiency is high due to the high pressure of the steam and high temperature of the steam. If you consider if you consider the PV diagram, we have learned the PV diagram for the steam. Here is the curve. On the left side, it is a liquid line, and on the right side is the on the right side of this point, critical point is the vapor line. So this is the liquid to vapor change phase from this liquid to vapor lines. So we are moving to the higher pressure, these lines become smaller, means less heat is required at higher pressure levels to convert water into the steam. So high pressure ensures the less heat required, so efficiency is more because less fuel is required to generate the steam at high pressures. So at lower pressure, more heat is required to change the phase as compared to the higher pressure. This is a benefit. This is the benefit of the high pressure system. Next, we consider the because of this high transparent compact size and less floor space as compared to the low pressure boilers. Pump is used that provides the positive circulation of the water and higher evaporation rate will be there. And last advantage as a scale formation. Scale is formed if the water is having the impurities or salts that make a scale on the boiler tubes. So because of the higher velocities used, this scale formation is also avoided. These are the features. So high pressure boilers are used in the power plants, pressure greater than the 80 bar, suppose 160 bar, 180 bar, as like the pressure is used. Next topic we are considering as boiler mountings. So boiler mountings are used, that is the devices used for the safe and smooth operation of a boiler. Devices used for the safe and smooth operation of a boiler are called boiler mountings. So we have considered different. First one is the water level indicator, pressure gauge, safety valve, steam stop valve, blow off cock, feed check valve, fusible plug, man and mud holes. These are the boiler mountings used. So we see one by one. First one is the water level indicator. So as water level indicate will be indicate the water level inside the boiler shell. So it is generally located above the normal water level in the boiler shell. So there are three cocks are used. First one, this cock is in contact with the steam space. Here is the steam in the boiler shell, and at the bottom side is a in a boiler shell water. So this cock is in contact with the steam space. The second cock is in contact with the water space, and third is cock is the drain cock. So drain cock is to remove the water from this water level indicator. This is the glass tube that indicates the level of water inside the boiler. So when this working is on, boiler is on, these two cocks are open, steam cock and water cocks are open and drain cock is closed. So it will be shows the reading on this glass tubes provided. So if this glass tube breaks, there will be this hair balls are provided. Suppose hair balls are provided that will be pass here, and they will not allow the water and steam pass. So means this if the break, this glass tube will be break. This is closed by the walls provided that will be come to this end. This is a water level indicator important to water level if drops below the safe level, there may be the excess pressure will be rise. In that case, we have to ensure the sufficient water inside the boiler. Second boiler mounting is the pressure gauge. So as name pressure indicates, so steam pressures are higher, 80 bar, 150 bar as like. So in that case, we should know how the what is the pressure of the steam inside the boiler. So this as indicated, this is a Bourdon tube pressure gauge is used. One, this is connected to the steam side of the boiler. So steam flows inside the these tubes here. This is the elliptical tube provided. So this elliptical tube can be flattened when the steam pressure exceeds, and it will be contract when the pressure is released. So this is connected by link and sector gear to the pointer. So as per the pressure of the steam rises, this flattened tube will be flat, elliptical tube will be flat, and it causes rotation of the pointer. So it shows the pressure of the steam on the scale, calibrated scale. Next one is the safety valve. Important as a safety valve. As the name indicates, this provide function is to blow up the steam when pressure of the steam inside the boiler is exceed the working pressure. So in certain cases, if there is low water conditions, water pump is not working, then there is no boiler, there is no water inside the boiler shell. Or in some certain condition, higher steam is formed in the boiler shell at high pressures. So if there is a pressure exceeds the working pressure level, then there may be the chances damage to the boiler shell or a explosion. So for to avoid that, safety valves are used. So there are different types of safety valve. We see one by one. First one is the lever safety valve. Lever safety valve. So here, as shown in diagram, you can see here the lever safety valve consists of a lever that is and a wall body. So wall to this wall body, lever is connected. At this end is the fulcrum is provided, so it causes lever motion in upward and downward direction. Then this is the wall provided, and this is the wall seat. So this wall rests in this wall seat. This wall is rest in a this is the wall seat. So and at the one side the steam is coming from the boiler shell, so it is mounting block of fitted to the mounting block of the boiler. So steam rises upward side, and this wall is in its position because of the weight provided at this end. As we can see in the prototype, the weight is provided, and this slotted lever, this is a lever glide. Because of this, the lever can be moved in only up and down side, up and down direction. So when steam pressure exceeds, this wall is lifted, and here this wall is connected by the strut. At this point, this is strut. So when pressure exceeds, the wall is lifted from its position along with the strut and causes escape of the steam to the outside the boiler shell. So this is in open condition till the pressure is more. So when pressure inside the boiler falls, this weight provided then again move wall in its position. So as like the when steam pressure exceeds, wall is move in upward side, causing opening of the wall, and steam is blown out to the outside. This is the lever safety valve. We can see again one more diagram. In this is the lever. Here weight is provided, and this is a fulcrum is provided. This is a strut, and this is fitted on the wall. This is the wall body, and this flange is connected to the mounting block of the boiler, and this is a guiding lever guide, so that wall moves only in upward and downward side. Next one is the dead weight safety valve. So dead weight safety valve, here weights are used. Here this is the wall body, gunmetal wall body is used, that is rest on this black shown wall seat. This is the steam pipe is bolted to the boiler shell, and hollow through this steam is flowing. So and this steam pipe is bolted to the boiler shell. This steam pipe and walls are covered by this case at the outer side, and this case carrying the weights. So on this case, as you see here, the weights are provided. So when steam pressure exceeds, the wall will be lifted along with the case from the wall seat. So along with the weight, the wall is open, and the steam is then discharged outside the boiler shell through the discharge pipe. So here we can see is a dead weight, means weights are used. So when there is a normal pressure, weight keep the wall in its position, and when pressure exceeds the normal value, the weight, the body or this case along with the weight is rise, and the wall is open. So through this wall the steam is discharged. This is a dead weight safety valve. Next we consider the high steam and low water safety valve. So high steam and low water safety valve. So as like this is a combination of lever safety valve. This is already we consider. This is a lever safety valve, and at the same time there is a low water safety valve is provided. So initially in its housing, lever safety valve is provided, and it's at the central point the water safety valve is provided. So this is a water safety valve. You can see here water safety valve is provided here. So this water safety valve act by the this lever. This is also again lever operated valve. So at one end of this lever the weight is provided. So this weight is inside of the water, submerged in the water, and at the other end of the lever weight W2 is fixed. So this weight balances the weight W3. So when the block, we know block is in water, so it is having the less weight, so that is balanced by the smaller weight. And this wall is also again balanced by the dead weight provided at the fulcrum. At this point is the fulcrum. So when water level drops below its permit level, so W2 will be rises, and this weight is not able to balance the this weight W3. In that case, when water level drops, the weight starts moving. The weight starts moving in downward side. So because of this wall is rise up and causing the steam to the escape. And steam is escaping with the annoyed making a noise or loud sound that can be used to warn the operator that is the water level is fall below the normal level. So that is a combination of the lever operated safety valve and low water valve, so called as a high steam and low water safety valve. We can show here prototype here. This is a dead weights provided for the low water level. One, the smaller weight can balance this larger weight. This weight is submerged in the water, so as the water level falls, this wall will be rising, moving in a downward side, causing the wall to the open. Last safety valve, four type safety valve is the spring loaded safety valve. Spring loaded safety, spring loaded safety valve. So here we can see the steam. It is bolted to the mounting block on the boiler shell. It is having the two separate walls of the same size. Here we can see the this black color is the wall, and these are wall seats. So this wall is kept position on its wall seat, and steam is coming through this wall chest. This is the hollow portion, and this is the wall body. At the center, right, these walls are connected by this bridge and base arrangement. So in this, the steam is divided into the two different parts to the two walls. At the top end, the lever is provided, and instead of weights here spring load is used. Instead of weights, spring load is used. So this is a compressed spring that keeps the wall in its position. So spring load is used. So in normal operating condition, this wall is in closed position. So when steam pressure exceeds below the above the when steam pressure exceeds above the normal pressure, these walls are open and they do the work against the spring force. So lever is open, lever is moving upward side, and steam escape through this safety valve to the outside. And when pressure drop downs, this spring force or spring load and lever come back to its position. So as like the operation of the spring loaded safety valves. Next we have to consider the steam stop valve. So this is actual diagram of the actual image of the steam stop valve. The steam stop valve is as a function is to control the flow of the steam from the boiler to the main steam pipe. So also second is the to completely stop the steam flow when it is required. So this is the control the flow rate of the steam stop wall is used. So you can see the cast iron body is used. At this, it is a lever operated or hand wheel operated wall. A spindle is running and the wall is attached to the this wall is attached to the spindle, and the spindle is passing through the gland, and a stuffing box is used. So at this cast iron body, at this side is the steam is coming. This is flange is used at the one end connected to the boiler shell. So steam is coming first initially, and if it is closed, it will be closed by the wall. So when we operate the hand wheel up to a required opening, the flow will start. This wall motion is controlled by the hand wheel. So when it is having the screwed to the nut here, so when hand wheel is operated, the wall is lifted up and steam starts flowing to the steam pipe. So from the boiler shell, steam is supplied to the steam pipe. So this is a steam stop wall. It is having the a spindle running and connected to the hand wheel. Next one is the blow off cock. So blow off cock is used to discharge the mud, scale, sediments that may be present in the water. So that will be accumulated at the bottom of the boiler. So these are the suspended particles that will be collected at the bottom. So if we will rise at a higher level, that is not desirable. So in that case, these are removed outside the water by using the blow up cock. So as we can see here, a conical hollow at the center, conical plug is used that is hollow at the center. So water, by turning this, when it is this opening is in the direction of the flow of water, the water will be discharged outside the boiler, and when it is its solid body is in, then the water will be stopped. At this we can see the actual construction of the blow up cock. So at the there is plug shank, and here this is screwed by the wall is in position by the yoke. So when the water comes from this side, and if the wall is open, at that condition there is a discharge of water and it carries the mud scale out of the boilers. So here we can see the it's working photograph of this blow off plug. It is a conical plug with at the center it is a hollow. So water will be flow through this, and when solid part is in the direction of the water, flow will be stopped. So a stopping box is provided that keeps the wall in its position. So function of this blow up cock is to discharge mud, scale or impurities out of the boiler. Next one is the feed check valve. Feed check valve regulate the supply of the feed water to the boiler. So as like the name, feed check valve, feed water is supplied to the boiler. So that is a non-return valve. That means it is operating in a single direction. So water can be only flows inside the boiler, and there is a no return water can be flow from the boiler shell to the outside. So if there may be if pump is supplying water to the boiler shell, so if this pump is not operating or pump stops, in that case water may be returned back. So to avoid this, non-return wall is used. So in that case the steam water normally flows in the boiler. Here it is connected to the boiler uh, by the flange, and that through that flange pipe goes inside the boiler shell. So here we can see it is a hand operated, a spindle is running, and this is connected to the wall. So this is a feed check wall at this. So and this is a non-return wall. So normal condition water is flowing inside the boilers. So we can control the flow rate with